Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to week 18 of Every Day is Draft Day. I am your host, Dan Turner. Joining me, as always, Steffi Smalls. What's up, Steph?
Not much. What's up? Week 18 sounds very, very weird.
It
Uh,
does. It does. I had to stop myself. I was almost at week
yeah,
17.
not sure I love it.
Yeah, it is different. It's different, especially for, both our teams. Really nothing important happens this week for either of our teams. So it's pretty much just a couple of games that
Says the
actually matter.
guy whose team at least is probably. Are you kidding?
I was trying to be nice. I wasn't trying to shed light on the fact that your team has no chance of making the playoffs and hasn't
Yeah,
for
but
about
that's okay
5 years.
because Gettleman's gonna retire on Monday, and it's gonna
Which
be
that's
such
a
a
funny way of saying
fun
fired.
day.
It's a funny way of saying he's going to be fired,
I know. Well, of course.
retired, retired.
Mara loves loyalty.
Oh yeah.
Love to see it.
Do you think? Do you think that you guys actually keep Judge around?
I don't know. I literally have never been so like flabbergasted and confused by this team. They're in such disarray, honestly. So I think really it's kind of foolish. I mean, I guess if they bring in a GM that is okay with still having Judge, okay. I just don't know what has he done. I don't know what this whole thing where everyone's like, you gotta give coaches a chance. No, just get rid of them if it doesn't work. Just like I don't know why we're so sensitive to people's feelings. Like he stinks. He's a special teams guy. Our special teams is literally horrific, and he has done nothing but lose since he's got here. And as much as he wants to say you don't, he wants you to measure his success in things we can't see. No thanks. How about I measure it in literally what's on the field? You psycho.
Yeah, that speech he did was hilarious. I wasn't gonna lie.
I just don't know what he was doing. Like, are you advocating for your job? Are you trying to convince? Like, who are you trying to convince of what? I
What are you
think
talking about?
that if this is another game where and it probably will be because Glennon's not even going to be there, and we saw what happened when Fromm was in for a little bit. So, I mean, I don't know how you don't get rid of him if it's another disgusting game where they don't even score a touchdown.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely an issue. Uh,
Yeah.
so, but he's
I
making
mean,
the
you don't
playoffs.
care, obviously, as much as
I mean, I
but
care. I care for the simple reason that they're a division rival, and I want to see what goes on with them in the offseason and what they do if they hire a new GM, where that goes. Because if you hire a good GM, then I have to worry about you again. Currently, I don't.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
very frustrating. So I don't know. I feel like it'll be a really annoying off season, but most are, so who knows?
yeah, yeah. It'd be interesting to see who they get as a GM once Gettleman's gone.
Ugh. I keep saying, and then we'll stop making this an NFC East Giants podcast, is like this offseason is so crucial because it's either going to put them on the tracks in a forward motion. Like I'm not saying anything special, but it's going to
Mhm.
put them in a direction towards improvement, or it is going to derail them for a decade. Like it could be that catastrophic. So we'll
Yeah.
see which way it goes.
Mhm. Ball guy coming in. Happy New Year to
Hey,
you,
Happy
my
New
friend.
Year's.
Thanks for coming to hang out with us. Appreciate it. All right, so let's get to some games on the Week 18 slate that actually affect the playoffs. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so to start with, we'll go with the fun Chiefs, Chargers at Raiders game. So interestingly enough, there is a situation where if the Colts lose, the Steelers win. That if the Chargers and Raiders tie, they both make the playoffs. So everyone's really worried that if those other two situations happen, that these two teams will just agree to not play at all and just kneel the ball 35 times, which would be fantastic. I would love that.
It would be so fun and really cool. But I just think the Jags stink so bad that
Oh
like
yeah,
I don't know that I feel like the Colts could barely show up and still probably beat them by 45.
you
Like
think
it's
that?
like
But there have been some games where teams lost to teams they shouldn't have lost to this year. So who knows really?
yes. And I guess historically they end up doing pretty well. So I don't know.
Yeah, historically they haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014. So
Yes.
that is something to consider.
Right.
Not saying, of course, that they're gonna, beat
Want to
them.
hear a crazy stat, by the way, before we
I love to hear
continue?
crazy stats.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Carson Wentz, if he does not throw an interception, he will be the first quarterback in history to not throw an interception in 8 away games. He has not thrown one all season away. Is that crazy? It makes me want to take whatever his interception I probably will take it just to be snarky, even though I've taken it once before this season and it did not go well. But like, I feel like that I just can't allow him to make that history. So I'm going to.
You just can't. You have to jinx him. Is that what you're saying? You can't allow it to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I did not know that. That is an interesting stat. But it's really
because they probably barely. I wonder how many times he even throws the freaking ball with Giants. Like, what are you? Is he even throwing the ball?
And hand it off to Jonathan Taylor.
Right.
30 times a game. It's really hard to throw picks there. But I think in terms of this game, I think that the Chargers are just a better team than the Raiders. The Raiders have been falling off a little bit recently towards the end of the season. So my pick, if they don't go for the tie, which would be fantastic, anarchy, would be the Chargers.
I like them as well. I also like Eckler. Last time they met, he rushed 15 times for 116 yards. So whatever his rushing prop is, probably am going to be smashing the over there. I like him also. I saw first TD odds for him at plus 550. So I'm also a little intrigued with that. I like them rushing the ball a lot. They were able, the Raiders were at least able to hold Justin Herbert to like 222 yards last time they played, and that's pretty low for him compared to the rest of this season because he has been going off slinging the ball. I also like Hunter Renfrow to score a TD.
I love Hunter Renfrow.
I saw. I think the best odds I saw right now are plus 145. He scored a touchdown in 3 of the last 4 games. They're going to have to involve him in order to stay in this game. But yeah, it should be a fun game as long as they don't kneel.
I mean, it'd be fun even if they did.
Yeah, I would.
I would laugh hysterically at that.
I would laugh as well.
All right, the next game on the docket that matters is the 49ers at the Rams. So the Rams they're doing okay. They've fallen off a little bit recently. Stafford hasn't been as good as he was previously. Cooper Kupp is still destroying literally everyone in the known universe. It seems that the Rams have trouble beating the 49ers. And there's a fun fact here for Deebo Samuel is the only player in NFL history with 1,300 receiving yards and 300 rushing yards in a single season. So that's fun.
That is fun.
But for this game, I think that it'll behoove the Rams at home to go into the playoffs strong. I think that the 49ers still don't even know who they're starting at quarterback. They say that if Garoppolo is healthy enough to go, he'll start. But Lance is taking up a lot of the work during the week. So that kind of uncertainty at the position, and just like the Rams better, I think the Rams are going to win this game.
Yeah, the Garoppolo stuff, like, he's not playing. It's obviously a smokescreen, I think. Like, I don't imagine a situation where he plays given his injury. He's still talking about how painful it is. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks have this and they're not able to play. Sometimes they even need like surgery to fix it. I just don't see him playing. This is big for the Rams kind of to make their statement, and they could win the division this way. So I do like Stafford to throw a interception in this game because he's going to be a little he's going to act like Stafford probably in one of these high pressure games. The total is 44.5. I can't decide how I feel. I kind of like the over there. But I guess it depends a little bit more with Lance and how the rest of the week plays out.
I probably feel more comfortable with the over if Lance plays than Garoppolo. I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's my opinion.
But these are there's good games. I'm excited.
Yeah, there are some good games. There are.
Yeah.
Speaking of good games, the next one that go into the NFC South, the Saints at the Falcons. The Saints can get into the playoffs if the 49ers lose to the Rams and they beat the Falcons. So for this game, I think it's interesting. The Saints have been, kind of, duct tape, not really have a big receiving threat all year, switching quarterbacks, but they've managed to, piece it together enough to have a chance to make the playoffs. But the Falcons did beat them earlier this year. The This is a tough game for me to figure out. I think that there's definitely obviously more motivation for New Orleans to win this game because they are the ones that are in line to make the playoffs. But I just think that the Falcons can also play spoiler. They might have a slightly better team to me right now, but it's just tough. I mean, it's a really big toss-up. I'll probably go with a little extra motivation. I'll probably take the Saints to win this game.
Really? So I'm gonna go against you. I kind of like Atlanta just
Good.
straight up. I like the money line, I think there. I don't know. I think they're gonna be able to get Gage very involved. You know, the Saints are the 14th ranked pass D. They're allowing a lot of yards through the air. Gage has done pretty well historically in games against the Saints. He's had like 7 career uh, games against them, you know, and that's also when he had a lot of people competing with him. They have a very good rush D, so they probably will be able to stop them, you know, outside of that. So I see Gage. I'll definitely be keeping my eyes on his props. His receiving props have been real low lately, and he's actually been heating up towards the end of the season. So I do like Atlanta here to kind of spoil it. And I think, honestly, Saints fans, I think it's better for you not to move forward and like kind of take the L on this season and go from there. I think that they need a reset. I mean, they're not going to go to the playoffs and make a big run, right? This is like you get in, they're going to be one of those one and done. I personally think, but you know, the Saints could also pull it out. It kind of depends what team you get from them.
Right. And that's why it's so hard to pick because like what version of the Saints are you going to be getting this week and how much effort does the Falcons play into playing spoiler? I mean, it's so many like subjective things we don't know until the game starts. That's what makes it so hard to pick.
Right.
Like betting wise, I probably not even touch this game to be honest because of that. Like I'm not.
It could be
Not
gross.
gonna do. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
The total's pretty low. It's like 39.5. But then again, it could go either way. This could turn into some kind of shootout, or it could be very boring, very low scoring, and the under could hit very easily. So I probably will avoid this game as well.
Such a wide range of outcomes. I'm not comfortable touching this game whatsoever.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, next game, the AFC North. The Ravens are at home taking on the Steelers in what should be Big Ben's final game ever. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a chance to make the playoffs if they win and the Colts lose. But I think, and actually the Ravens also have a chance to make the playoffs if they win and the Colts, Browns, Chargers, and Dolphins lose. So it's much easier for the Steelers to get to the playoffs than the Ravens. But they both still need to win first and foremost in order to have a shot. So they both will still be motivated to win this game.
Right.
I like Baltimore in this game. I think that they're just a better team. I think that, you know, Ben didn't really do much last week. He only had like 120 something yards passing on like 46 attempts, which is insane. It was like an NFL record for lowest yardage output for that many attempts. I like Tyler Huntley. I think that, you know, he's going to be a healthy Tyler Huntley. I think is better for that team than an injured Lamar Jackson would be. So I think that Baltimore takes this game.
I felt that way earlier. I feel less that way as the day has progressed. I definitely like the under on this game at 41. It's set at 41.5. I think neither of these teams can really do a whole lot on offense. You know, Baltimore's secondary really stinks. They're horrific. You know, they can't like even, I don't know what is going on over there. I mean, granted, they've had a lot of injuries, so I won't try to be too mean, but I think we'll see a somewhat similar game in some fashion that we saw last week. I think Watt is someone to look out for. He'll make history this game. He needs one more sack. He got 3.5 last time. So I'll expect, you know, the defense to be very involved in this game. I'm going to take the Steelers here, but I don't feel confident. I'm staying away from this line 100%.
Yeah, me too. The last like 2 games were really close, so I don't trust it enough to make any kind of wager on that one. Right. So a couple more games we can just go really quick on. The Chiefs at the Broncos. If the Chiefs win, they get the number 1 seed. If not, Tennessee probably does. Who do you like in that game?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Drew Lock has never, anytime he started against them, he's never beaten them. I don't see it happening today. Pat Shurmur is showing everyone why the Giants were not a fan of him. That offense is just not good right now. It's like really bad. They need to address that quarterback situation because they have the team, they have the players, they have the skill, everything is there, but they're not able to produce. So I think the Chiefs will go out and they'll fight hard. They want that 1 seed.
Yeah, Denver will do better next year when Aaron Rodgers goes to play over there, I think. But yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think they want to get that top seed in the bye, and Denver really has nothing to play for. So I think the Chiefs are going to win easily.
Yeah.
Now for our games that don't really matter for the playoffs, just the Washington, whatever they're going to be soon versus the Giants. Do you think Giants are going to pull it out? Does it matter? You don't care at all?
Do you think that they're gonna pull it out? You just want me to say it. Like they literally are the worst team in the NFL. I do not care what anyone says. I legitimately think the Jaguars would beat them. Like I'm not even kidding anyone. I really strongly feel that way. I don't even know what. I haven't even looked at the numbers at this game because I legitimately don't care. You can count on Fromm to throw an interception. That's for damn sure. And outside of that, I don't know what the plan is. They'll probably do a lot of Saquon, so whatever his rushing prop is, cool, love it. But they're losing this game.
I really just wanted that tirade.
I know. That was my rant. I don't know. Yeah. Like I don't know what to do with this team. It's so aggravating. And then like part of me thinks too, like they're the team to do this. So maybe take a shot on the money line for the Giants because they tend to do this every year where they just win stupid games and they don't need to win. So who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Eagles at Cowboys are both playing the backup, so I really don't care about that game at all. New England at Miami. That's a good one.
I love New England in this game. So
really?
I do.
Miami seems to have their number in Miami a lot of the time. Do you think New England?
I don't care. I'm over Miami. I've decided last week. I broke up with them last week. So.
Oh, you broke up with them?
Yes. Right. So we are done here.
We're done here.
And that's that.
Are there any other bets you were looking at that you want to point anyone towards? Anything you like?
I think so. Nothing else is really standing out to me, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of
everything is moving so much. Like even when I first started taking notes, what game was it? The Pitt Baltimore game. Like that was moved a bunch of points. So everything is moving so heavily. Mm-hmm. Especially I'm sure that 49ers line is going to move again once they decide who's actually playing. So it's going to be something that you have to keep your eyes on.
Yeah, it's tough with a lot of teams like needing having motivation and a lot of teams not. It's just tough. Yeah. All right, well that'll wrap up today's episode of Every Day is Draft Day. It's a little short one, I know, but not a lot of games that matter, so we apologize. Yeah. We'll do better next week.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes. You can follow Steph everywhere Champions Around. Me too.
Yeah.
Where Champions Around.
Good stuff.
She's doing a lot of TikTok stuff, so check that out.
Yes.
There. She's definitely pulling a lot of heavy lifting over on TikTok, so definitely check that out.
I'm going to be dropping one right after this show. And
what was it? How did you mention it? TikTok black hole?
Yeah, because I've been making TikToks like all day.
You can follow me at EagleDanFF, also on Champions Round. So everyone, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy Week 18 action, and hopefully the team you're rooting for makes the playoffs if they have a shot.
Go Cowboys.
Go. I will kill you. I hope Joe Judge stays